Hello again, very good evening to you. Many of us have had a largely dry end to the week with some fine weather on Friday, just a few showers around. That's because we had a brief ridge of high pressure across the UK and that will keep things settled as we go into the start of Saturday. However, there is a weather system waiting out in the Atlantic and this is going to bring some heavy rain during the latter part of Saturday and into Sunday. Back to Friday evening and for many, mostly dry to end the day, and there will be some clear spells around as well, holding on to the clearest skies towards eastern parts, but thicker cloud will push into western areas and so turning increasingly cloudy here, and that cloud will likely be thick enough for a few outbreaks of rain. For many places it will just be a bit drizzly, but some perhaps a little bit heavier rain possible over some higher ground of northern England for a time as we go through the early hours of Saturday morning. It is still mild, we still have mild air across the country, and so temperatures aren't going to drop much. In fact, in parts of the southwest, likely to remain in double figures, further north and east, and it could be a little bit fresher than it has been recently. Across northern parts of Scotland, could see temperatures dropping close to freezing, though likely to stay a few degrees above. As we start Saturday then, the best chance of any sunshine will be across eastern areas and northeastern parts too. Further west, and it's going to be quite a gloomy, dreary start. Some low clouds, some hill fog perhaps, and still some outbreaks of drizzly rain. But it's later on when we see that system I mentioned earlier pushing its way in from the west that we're going to see some heavier rain, and it could be quite persistent for a time, initially across Northern Ireland, but feeding into western parts of Scotland, England and Wales as we go through the afternoon, all the time staying drier towards the east, and there may be some bright or sunny breaks at times, but turning cloudier as we go through the day. Temperatures staying on the mild side. Yes, it is going to feel pretty unpleasant when that rain arrives, but we're likely to see highs of around 14, 15, possibly even 16 Celsius, so still above average for the time of year. The heavy rain will continue to push its way eastwards across the whole of the UK as we go through Saturday evening, and that is likely to cause some problems across particularly England and Wales, which is why we do have a warning out, likely to see some travel disruptions, spray on the roads, and also some flooding in places too. Also a bit of uncertainty as to how quickly this system moves through. So it's likely that the worst of the rain, the heaviest rain, will have cleared through most places towards the southeast at least by the time that we get to around 5 or 6 o'clock on Sunday morning, but there's the potential that it may take a wee while longer to push through, and so it could be a pretty wet start for some places as we start Sunday. Otherwise though, there is likely to be something a bit drier and clearer following in behind, but just a few showers perhaps, particularly for western parts of Scotland. Staying mild again though, it's not going to be a huge drop in temperatures compared to some recent nights, so many places staying in double figures, particularly where it stays cloudy and wet, and even further north where we do get some clearer breaks. I'm not expecting it to turn particularly chilly. As we go through Sunday itself then, and like I said, because of the uncertainty in the south-southeast, it is going to be potentially a wet start to the day, and some of that rain could last well into the afternoon, but most likely it will clear away quite early on, leaving a mostly dry day for many places. Yes, it will be quite cloudy, but I think we will see some bright or sunny spells breaking through, and just a few showers to watch out for here and there. Most places though staying largely dry. And again, mild, temperatures still above average for the time of year. Again, highs around 15, 16 Celsius and just a few degrees cooler than this further north. As we look into the new working week, and whilst Monday will get off to a mostly dry start, a weak front's likely to push through, bring some outbreaks of rain for a time, but it's later on as we go towards Tuesday and Wednesday where there's the potential for more unsettled weather as various frontal systems push their way in, bringing some heavy persistent rain at times and perhaps even some stronger winds, particularly as we go through Wednesday. There may even be something a little bit colder starting to push its way in from the north, though a bit of uncertainty about that at this lead time. As always, you can keep up to date with the forecast as we get nearer the time with our YouTube channel. Bye-bye.